Hello, my name is Kinshasa Nicholas, and I am an EDSE 626OQ. And this is my video response to the article, The Case Against Zero. This article I found very interesting, especially when thinking about how we grade our students and the impact it will have on them. So one of the issues they talked about was providing your student a zero for not completing an assignment. And I was thinking about this particular quote actually caught my attention. Two issues at hand, first and most important, to determine the appropriate consequence for students who fail to complete an assignment. I think the price of freedom is motivating. The student must complete the assignment. So instead of just simply, giving your student a zero for not completing the assignment, I believe that as educators, it is our job to get to the root of the problem. Why are they not completing the assignment? What's going on? Is something going on at home, or are they just simply not motivated and do not want to complete the assignment? It is our job to get to the bottom of it, to get to the root of the problem of why they're not completing the assignment. So, just by simply giving them a zero, if they're not motivated to complete the assignment, then giving them a zero is not necessarily going to mean anything to them, right? It's not going to have an impact on them. So I believe that we have to motivate our students, and we also have to, require them to complete the assignment. So maybe that's staying after class, right? Or that's being, given some of their preps are taken away. Like, maybe they're not going to gym or they're not going to art, and they're staying after and they're completing this assignment. And also you're having a conversation with your student and you're finding out why. It was really interesting this year while I was doing my student teaching in a first grade class. A lot of the students in first grade were not completing their assignments. They were coming in without homework completed, and I spoke to the cooperating teacher and asked her, what are you doing about this? Because she was really concerned about it. It was upsetting her that these students, especially in first grade, were not completing their homework assignments. And so I talked to her about speaking to the parents, bringing in the parents, having the parents come in, having a conversation with the parents. Because in first grade, yes, the students do have to be motivated, but in first grade also the parents need to be involved. And so I told her, I said I would have a conversation with these parents and figure out why aren't the students completing the homework, what's going on. And, I'm sending home a homework sheet, and she had a very good system in place where she sent home a homework sheet, and the parents actually had to sign off on it every single night. And so I said to her, you should follow your system. If the parents are not signing off on this homework sheet, if the students are coming in without the homework being complete, then that means that you need to contact the parents and speak to them and find out what's going on. It's possible mom is maybe working two jobs and the child is going to after school and she thinks that the homework's being completed in after school, and it's not. Just find out why it's not being completed and what you can do to support the student and the parent. So I agree with the author in the sense that, just simply providing a zero without having any kind of communication or having some kind of discussion with the student about why the work is not being completed and figure out a consequence that will actually motivate the student, right? So, if the zero is not motivating the student, then, figure out another way. Maybe perhaps they're missing their favorite classes, like, an art class, like I said before, or another kind of privilege. They're missing that, and having to do the assignment in school on site will be something that is motivating to them. And also I talked about, again, if the student doesn't care enough about the assignment, then why would they care about receiving a zero? So we have to find out what the motivation is and go from there. What can motivate the student to complete their assignment on time and to complete the assignment. Maybe they need extra support. And obviously as educators, that's our job, to provide them the extra support, to provide them those tools. So we can't just assume that they're just lazy and they're not doing their work, right? And we can't assume also that, them receiving a zero would actually mean something to them, because at the end of the day, it might not. So, again, that is my response to the video, and to my response, to the article, The Case Against Zero.